Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for coming along to my How to Have a Guilt-Free Christmas workshop today. So in front of you, you've got some worksheets. The first one, I don't really want you to skip ahead. If you've already looked, doesn't matter. But the first one that I want you to do is the What's New and Good. Now, this is just to get you in the right mindset, to get you feeling positive, to get you happy. I think you did it last time, didn't you, Dora? Just to get you feeling positive in the room today, so that when I talk to you shortly, you're going to be in the right mindset, you're going to be open to what I've got to talk to you about today. So, come round. So if you want to just get started, what I want you to do is write down on the What's New and Good, you've got a list there, 20 things that I want you to write down 20 things that are positive in your life right now, you're happy about, things that are good, things that you've got to look forward to, anything you like. Doesn't have to be fitness related, just life in general, just happy things. It can be small things like I had a lie-in this morning, I did a session this morning, I burnt 500 calories earlier on, or it can be things like I got a parking space today, the sun's shining outside, I've got brand new shoes on, I'm going to the cinema tonight, whatever you like, anything that you're happy, positive, feeling good about right now, or in the last sort of 30 days perhaps. Okay, right, so hopefully now feeling good, feeling happy, smiling, positive, you're open to what I'm going to talk about with you today. So we are going to be talking about how we can all have a guilt-free Christmas, which is what we want. And what I mean by guilt-free Christmas, as in you can have some fun, you can let your hair down, indulge a little bit, but you maintain your weight, maintain your fitness, and feel happy as well. You don't feel bloated, unhappy, tired, sluggish come New Year, and when everyone else is like, oh, I really need to get back to the gym, like you feel great, and you feel great throughout the month and into the new year as well. Yeah, so you're ready to start 2015 the best way possible. Does that sound good?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I've just got 10 points. Some of them are quite simple and others require a little bit of effort from you to think about them. I want it to be really interactive, today's workshop. So asking me questions when we a topic comes up, then asking me questions that are relevant to you, anything that you've always wanted to know about a certain thing. And then we can help you specifically today to get kind of the results you want and to have your very own guilt-free Christmas. So number one, how to have a guilt-free Christmas. Do the Santa Fun Run with Team 168 on Sunday. So 2 people in the room are already doing it. Doreen and Joe, if you wanted to do it as well, there is space always. It's a run or walk, 5k. The reason why I'd say doing that to help you have a guilt-free Christmas is because, one, it's extra bit of exercise. If you usually have Sunday off, because we don't do sessions here, it's something extra, 5k, 3 miles. It's you're going to burn a lot of calories doing that. You can walk it, so you usually walk to and from here, so I'm sure you could definitely do that. It's all a bit of fun as well, but the good thing about it is for the atmosphere and the fact, usually when you do a race or something like that, it will kickstart you, so you'll get a bit of the buzz, like they've got like the running bug kind of thing. You'll want to do another one perhaps, and it will give you that inspiration that perhaps this time next year you could run it non-stop. This year you walk it, next year you run it. Like, it could give you that as a goal. So number 2 would be to dance at the Christmas party, whether it's the 168 Christmas party or a different one. You burn over 200 more calories per hour when you dance at the party rather than sitting down and being boring. So what I'm trying to get at with that is that if you move around more, so whether it's dancing or just going out for a walk, if it's walking whilst you're on the phone rather than sitting down on the phone, or if you're walking instead of walking into town instead of getting the bus or going in the car into town and things like that, then you're going to be burning more calories. But especially Christmas themed And if you can dance, that's something to have in the back of your mind when you're sat at the parties. And you might think, oh, I don't really want to get up, but actually let's think about burning some more calories so that we can, if you've had a little bit of indulgence with the meal, perhaps you get up and you start burning those calories off there and then, and that will help with the balance, which is what the guilt-free Christmas is all about. That you have your indulgences and you have maybe some alcohol that you don't usually have, or you have some puddings and things like that. You have some treats and things, but you've got to balance it out by doing some extra exercise and activity and things like that. So that's one way that you can do it. Number 3, drink sensibly. So obviously, like I said, some people will be having the odd alcoholic beverage, and there's just a list here of a few of the sort of most popular alcoholic drinks, and how many calories and how many units of alcohol they have in them. So you've got there like some the least calorific whiskey and lemonade. That's obviously a single whiskey, and we were saying last night that obviously at home, if you're having whiskey or any kind of spirits, you're perhaps not measuring it out as a single, so perhaps you're having a double or a treble at least when you're having it at home. So you have to be very careful with that. If you're smiling,
I use the cap.
do you? Okay, yeah. And how many caps do you have?
2 or 3.
That's why I don't like her to make mine, because she
Right.
don't put enough in.
But well, she puts the right amount in by the sounds of it. So yeah, so that's a good way of doing it if you think that that's about right in terms of measures. And then obviously like your pints of beers, you've got your Guinness, your Stella, like more like 250 calories roughly for that. Obviously you're getting a bigger drink. But then if you're going to have that and you'll have another pint after that and things like that, it soon adds up. You can 4 pints, 1,000 calories. That's half of your energy intake for the day in alcohol, and you're going to have that as additional, aren't you? You're not going to have it instead. Not you maybe don't drink beer, but for those that do, you're not necessarily going to have that instead of a meal or instead of 2 meals for the day, are you? You're going to have it as well as something else. Yeah, so you've just got to think about that's extra energy that you're taking in that you don't actually need, and it's not even useful. That's the thing about alcohol, it's not good quality energy either. It's not it's got no nutritional value really. Obviously Guinness is good for iron and things like that, but there's steak you can eat for iron, there's green vegetables you can eat for increasing your iron intake. You don't need to be drinking Guinness with all the extra alcohol in it and things like that. So just obviously think about that, and moderation, like do have some, but then now you've got a rough idea of how many calories it is, you can be thinking on the cross trainer, if you've had a glass of wine the night before, don't have the wine and then go on the cross trainer, that would be bad. But if you've had one the night before, a glass of wine, perhaps like a medium or large glass will be more like 250 calories, so you need to be doing 250 calories on the cross trainer to balance it out. If you've had 3 glasses of wine, you need to be on there for a bit longer. Okay, so moving on to food now, perhaps at the next party. So buffets, so if you're going to a party where there's buffet or in the office or anything like that, then it's kind of obvious the things to avoid: fried food, pastries, creamy dips or anything like that. Bread in this case not so bad because it's not going to be low fat, it is low fat, and it's compared to some of the other things. So like sandwiches is probably your best bet. It's just a case of not overeating them, and they won't necessarily fill you up too much, but if it's instead of having, I don't know, it's a long time since I've had a buffet, but like kind of chicken wings or something like that, you might actually want to. They're worse, aren't they? Like,
you can't not have them.
You can not have them, promise you. And instead choosing, so don't think of it as the things you can't have. Think of it as the things you can have. So I've given you a list of a few things on there, things that are just lighter and healthier, I guess, and just more nutritious. Your pastry does nothing, there's no benefit to having it. Think of it like that. That's why we should be thinking of our food all the time. How does that benefit me? Like, how does that food provide me with what I need to either repair my muscles after I've exercised, or to grow, or to be healthy, or to whatever it is, fuel you for the rest of the day. Like, pastry does nothing for that. Fried food does nothing for that. Creamy dips, nothing. Like, they're not one of your 5 a day. They're not protein. They're just carbs. They're just fat. Like, there's so much better choices. So that's what thinking about when you're looking at a table of food. what's going to help me the most out of that food. And it will be things like lean meats, salads, hummus, rice salads, things like that, new potatoes, that sort of thing. Yeah? Any questions? Plan to exercise for at least 10 minutes every day throughout this month and into the new year as well. So we're going to do an exercise on this. If you just have a look at the sheet that's underneath the top one, I've written out, you might have seen on Facebook, we're doing the Advent Challenge. So every day a new fitness challenge. And I've written it out into a table there that has each of the challenges. And then I've just elaborated on it to make it even more fun challenge for you and other clients. So for every Advent exercise that you do, which is the ones listed in there, where it says Advent Challenge number, whatever, for every one of those you do, you get 1 point. And for every 30-minute walk or online personal training video, which I will give you access to if you think you'll use it over Christmas, you get 5 points. So for a moderate intensity session, you get 5 points. For a high intensity session, so either coming here, doing a PT session, whether it's one-to-one or small group, or doing a 30-minute run session, you get 10 points, yeah? So it just makes it a little bit more fun. And then on the back, you've got an empty grid here. Now, I can give you another copy if you like, but the exercise that we're going to do today is to plan out what you're going to do every day to make sure that you do at least 10 minutes of exercise every day during December and into January. So you've got 5 weeks there, and you're going to do at least 10 minutes a day. And then what you can do is add up your points as you go through. So we were doing this last night, filling it out. So one person wrote 5-minute walking, and then what did we say? Three sets of 10 squats, and then another 5-minute walk or something like that. Or walk up the stairs 10 times, then do the squats, and that's about 10 minutes. Or come and do a session here, then just do the 10 squats when you got home and things like that. So if you know when your sessions are, like Monday to Friday for the next sort of couple of weeks, you could write in Monday to Friday doing a PT session here plus the Advent Challenge. When it gets into the Christmas, I've given a suggestion, so like Christmas Day, 30-minute walk or run. You could have the online video as well if you wanted to do that, if you've got time on Christmas Day to do it. But you need to just be thinking ahead so that when it's written out on this table here, the sheet of paper, you can literally just go, well, it's taken care of now, I just need to do it and tick, give yourself the points. And it's no thought, because if you get up on Christmas Day and you haven't thought about doing exercise on that day, what's the likelihood of it happening? What's the likelihood of you getting up and thinking, oh, I'll just go out for a walk actually? Yeah, it's the last thing you're going to think about, isn't it? But actually, if you've got it on here, you're more likely to kind of go, should we go out for a walk now? Like, let's go and burn off some of that Christmas dinner, or if it's sunshiny and you just want to get out a bit of fresh air in the morning or something after the presents have been opened. Things like that, yeah? So let's do that now then. Let's do this exercise. Number 7, so just another little tip. So doing your Christmas shopping offline rather than online shopping and sitting at a computer doing it all. If you actually get out of the house and start walking around the shops, carrying the bags, going up the escalators, walking around, then you'll burn a whopping 568 calories per hour, which is the equivalent of 2 mince pies. So if you've eaten 2 mince pies today already or this year so far, then go and do the Christmas shopping to help burn them off. But yeah, it's just we've kind of got a little bit lazy doing it online and things, and I know it's quicker and things, but why don't we just go out there, and even if you've done all your shopping already, go out to the shops and have a walk around and don't buy anything, just like go and burn some extra calories off that way. Yeah? So just a little tip for you. Like we've already said, take a walk or run on Christmas and Boxing Day to burn off extra energy, de-stress and get away from the family for an hour if you need to, or take the family with you. If it doesn't have to be on your own, if you want to make it more inclusive and actually like you've got quite a lot of family around on the day, then go with them and make it fun activity. Good. Number 9, so we've only got 2 more to go. Christmas dinner can be healthy if you're just a bit more wise about what you're choosing to eat, and also just a bit careful with the portion sizes. Just don't overeat. There's no need to. It's the same kind of day, yes, it's Christmas Day, but this doesn't mean you need to eat loads more than you usually would. There's no need to feel uncomfortable in the afternoon and need to just sit there, oh, I've eaten too much. I know that's what a lot of people do, but there's absolutely no need for it. Why would you undo all of the work you've done prior to Christmas Day or in the few weeks before? Why would you undo that all by pigging out on Christmas Day? You don't need to, do you? So turkey, really good source of lean protein. So try and avoid the skin and go for the breast meat as well, and it's really good for you having turkey. New potatoes, really good supply of energy to keep your energy levels up throughout the day. So try and have new potatoes rather than roast potatoes, or if you're having a few roast potatoes, just limit how many you're having and think about not too much oil in the pan, or try and use I don't like the spray oil. I'd rather use kind of olive oil or.
Don't you like it, that one colour?
Well, no, because it's low crap. Sorry,
Is it really?
I hate that word. Yeah, like it's not. I can't remember what it's got in it, but it's rubbish. Yeah, it's
Makes me thinking I've been going good.
well, in terms of calories, that's where it's kind of like, which do you want? Like on Christmas Day, you probably do want lower calories. That's the thing. Whereas for the rest of the year, I would say have less of the good stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? So just if you're going to use oil, just don't slosh it in oil. Like, kind of put a little bit of oil in it rather than loads of it. Because especially with the 1 cow stuff, you probably have more than what they're saying you should have anyway. Because you spray it on thinking, oh, this is only 1 cow. Like, woo! Like
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. 1 per potato. So it's just not very healthy. So you just got to think about that. But obviously, then having roast potatoes covered in duck fat or goose fat or whatever it is, then like if you can get those ones, then they're obviously not going to be good for calories and fat and stuff. So you've just got to think about moderation, haven't you? So new potatoes, obviously you don't have to worry too much about that because they're just going to be boiled or something, aren't they? So. And vegetables as well, just try and have lots of variety of different colours. It's really good to have, you've got like red cabbage perhaps, broccoli, whatever, carrots, everything, mixture of colours on Christmas Day. So do try and stock up for extra vitamins and minerals as well. So finally, the last exercise that we're going to do is I want you to have a think about some goals. Now this is what will really help you over Christmas to ensure that you stay on track, you keep to that programme that you've just written out. It's having something to focus on that's beyond Christmas, because up till now in the studio we've only talked about goals for up till and including Christmas. So if we can start to think beyond Christmas now into 2015, then that's what's going to help keep you focused. Now I know this firsthand for the fact that last year was the first year that I hadn't got a race to look forward to focus on my training over Christmas. So when it got to kind of a couple of weeks where everyone's kind of taking some time off, or like I was not as busy in the business and things like that, I really lacked motivation to get out and run when it was snowy or when it was cold, because I had no focus for my training. Whereas every year before that, for like 10 years before that, I'd always had a race, so something that I had to keep training over Christmas, or else when I got back to training with my group, I would be really far behind because they would have carried on and I wouldn't have done. So having that goal really does help you to keep focused, because you don't want to come back in January here, for those that are all, you've all like prepaid, or you've all said that you're coming back in January, so you don't want to get back here and be way behind everyone else, do you? You don't want to be that one that's like, oh, I've got to start again now. Like, all that hard work that I've done is wasted because I've had 2 weeks off. Because for every week you have off, it takes 2 weeks to get back. So if you're going to have 2 weeks off over Christmas and New Year, that's going to take you a month to get back, and then you're going to be way behind. So let's have a think about some goals. Now they can be anything: health, fitness, weight loss, lifestyle. It could be getting a new job, it could be dress size, it could be anything you like. It doesn't have to be necessarily something that we can directly do in this room here, but I'm sure I could help you with any goal that you put down on that paper. I'm sure the exercise and eating healthily and feeling more confident will help you to achieve any goal. So let's have a think. I'm going to give you sort of 5 minutes, and then we are going to share them because I want you to commit to achieving those goals in 2015 in this room today. They can be really little as well. They can be like, you could have your goal number 1 as a short-term goal. That could be like, get back on track with your fitness program. Not that you're not going to go, you're going to stay on track anyway, but it could be that you increase in the first month or something like that. You go from doing 3 sessions a week to doing 4 sessions a week in January. Your goal 2 could be something that you're going to achieve in March, so a bit more medium term. And then your third goal could be something that you want to achieve nearer to the end of the year, so a bit more longer term goal. Like we said at the start, this year you could walk the Santa Fun Run, and next year your goal number 3 could be to run it. Yeah, so you've already got that focus to aim for. You also, so you need to be specific. So if you're thinking weight loss, you need to say exactly how much you want to weigh and by what date you want to weigh that weight. I want to run a 10k in 45 minutes. I want to be able to do it comfortably and feel amazing at the end of it and feel super fit like I used to.